When danger was lurking behind every twisted path and every heartbeat might be the last, a brave dog named Laika stepped forward in a way no training could truly prepare anyone for. On that mission, when chaos erupted like a sudden storm, it wasn't a human soldier who made the ultimate sacrifice. It was Laika, a steadfast military canine who had always been by Sergeant Julian MacDonald's side. Julian MacDonald's side. In one heart-stopping moment, when the ambush struck and bullets whistled through the air, Laika threw herself into harm's way, shielding her team with a fierce loyalty that left even the most hardened warriors trembling. Who could have imagined that such courage would shatter the quiet resolve of countless souls? On a crisp Montana morning, as Sergeant Julian Trent MacDonald stepped onto his weathered porch with a steaming mug of coffee, his eyes couldn't help but scan the horizon, a lingering habit from his military days. The early sun spilled soft pinks and golds over his humble ranch, but his heart was already with the three-legged German shepherd, making her careful way down a weathered wooden ramp. Laika, though slowed by her 13-year journey through life, moved with a gentle grace that belied her missing limb. Zim. As Julian knelt to caress her greying fur, memories of the blood-soaked mission in Afghanistan flooded back. A day when her loyalty not only saved lives, but left a mark no hero, human or animal, could ever erase. And as the day began, could there be any other companion with such a story? Sarah, Julian's wife of 8 years and Laika's strongest supporter, once fought tooth and nail to bring the brave dog home after that fateful incident. In a whirlwind of impassioned letters, persistent phone calls, and even an appeal to a local congressman, Sarah made sure that the dog who had saved Julian's life would find a place in their warm, bustling home. Upstairs, the comforting sounds of morning routine were about to be stirred by their teenage daughter Emma, whose early rising had become a cherished tradition. But for now, it was just Julian and Laika sharing quiet moments before the day's chaos took over again. For this peaceful interlude last. As Julian carefully prepared Laika's medication, tucked into small morsels of cheese, a trick perfected over years of loving care, his thoughts rushed back to 2013. He remembered the first time he met Laika at a training center in Texas, her eyes sparking with determination and energy. The trainer had announced her excellence in detection and protection work, setting the stage for a partnership that would transcend mere duty. Through months of rigorous training and countless shared triumphs, Julian and Laika had built a bond that went deeper than words. Their silent communication and unyielding trust became a lifeline, one that would later prove its worth in the midst of swirling gunfire and desperate moments. Can any partnership be as powerful as that? A sudden nudge of a cold, moist nose broke Julian's reverie, and Laika's eyes met his with an understanding that felt almost human. A gentle smile played on his lips as he scratched her behind the ears, a place she loved more than anything. "Let's go inside, girl," he murmured. "Go inside, girl," he murmured softly. The promise of Sarah's special breakfast, lovingly prepared every morning, filled the quiet space with warmth. Each moment, however fleeting, was a reminder of their shared history. A history carved out on the dusty roads of Afghanistan and forever etched in the echoes of past battles. What new memories would today create? Later, the tranquility was briefly disturbed by Emma's concern as she breezed into the kitchen, her eyes fixed on Laika. "Hey, is Leo okay? You seem extra tired this morning," Emma asked, worry tinting her voice as she knelt beside the aging, yet dignified companion. Julian's heart tightened at the sight. Laika had grown thinner, her once insatiable appetite now replaced by gentle nibbling. He explained softly that the chill of the morning sometimes affected her joints, a familiar worry that now took on a deeper significance. With every word, the family's bond shone through, a tapestry of love and remembrance woven from countless shared moments. Would today mark another turning point in their intertwined lives? As the day moved on, Emma headed off to school and Sarah left for her shift at a local clinic. Julian immersed himself in writing a book that chronicled the lives of military dogs like Laika. At his desk, surrounded by memories and scribbled notes, Laika lay nearby. Occasionally, she would hum a quiet tune or shift positions, always close by, a sentinel of their past glories and present love. By mid-afternoon, something was different. Laika rose slowly, her body seeming to protest as she made her way toward the window, gazing at something unseen. When Julian called her, her look was haunting, a knowing acceptance that made his heart pound with dread. Dead. Had Laika decided it was time to say goodbye? In a quiet plea, Julian knelt beside her and whispered, Not yet, girl. Please, not yet. But Laika, whose spirit had defied every hardship before, had a silent determination now. Desperate, Julian phoned Sarah at the clinic, his voice steady despite the ache building within him. Sarah understood immediately and promised to return home swiftly, accompanied by Dr. Anderson, the veterinarian who had been caring for Laika since they moved to Montana. The waiting hour stretched on both cherished and excruciating, while Julian cradled Laika's head in his lap, softly recounting the story of their shared victories and countless rescues. Could love make this moment any easier? Just then, Sarah and Dr. Anderson arrived, accompanied by Emma, who had come rushing in from school. The solemn scene in the living room was undeniable. Laika's body was shutting down. Despite the possibility of aggressive treatment, everyone knew prolonging her suffering was not the answer. She's telling us it's time, Sarah said, her voice tender and full of unspoken sorrow. That day Julian's eyes filled with tears as he recalled not just a partner in the field, but a piece of his soul, a guardian angel who'd fought with honour on muddy battlegrounds. How can one ever be prepared for such a loss? Outside, as twilight crept across the sky and long shadows danced on the walls, news of Laika's bravery and sacrifice spread through the veteran community. Former handlers and their loyal dogs gathered silently outside the McDonald home, forming an impromptu honour guard that spoke volumes without a single word. In that quiet moment, each soul recognised that the legacy of a hero, whether in uniform or on four legs, could never be forgotten. Every heartbeat echoed the sentiment. Some heroes live on long after their farewell. Julian gathered Laika closer, memorising every line of her gentle face, the familiar scent of her fur, every touch that had shaped his life for over a decade. You've done your duty, girl, he whispered tearfully, promising that her rest would bring peace and that they would be okay. Emma, unable to hold back her tears, pressed her face into Laika's fur, while Sarah kept her husband's back, steady, with a comforting hand. Dio, the comforting hand. Dr. Anderson administered the final medication, and as Laika's eyes closed for the last time, the silence that followed felt louder than any roar. Would the memories of her sacrifice ever fade? In the final hours, as if in tribute to her valiant spirit, other military dogs raised their voices in a heartfelt farewell, their howls echoing like a warrior's last salute through the cool Montana evening. News of her heroic life reached far and wide, igniting discussions about the care of retired military dogs. A well-known article had already put Laika's sacrifice in the spotlight, inspiring change in policies that would better care for these unsung heroes in the years to come. In the years to come. How many lives, both human and canine, could be changed by one courageous act? A week after that sorrowful day, Julian found solace in crafting a memorial plaque in his workshop, a project that gave his grieving heart a focus. With careful hands, he sanded the wood as Emma's suggestion came to life. The plaque would proudly display Laika's medals, cherished service photos, and a simple inscription honouring her sacrifice. Laika 2011 to 2024, partner, protector, friend. Greater love has no one than this, who lays down his life for his friends. Standing back, Julian reflected on the winding path that led them from the dusty battlefields of Afghanistan to the gentle mountains of Montana. Would this tribute capture the undying spirit of a loyal friend? That day, as Sarah called from the doorway, announcing that Emma was waiting in the car, Julian's eyes fell upon a treasured photograph pinned to the workshop wall. One captured a younger him in Afghanistan alongside a vibrant Laika, and another recent snapshot showed Laika at play with Emma in the backyard. Every detail, even her graceful three-legged trot, spoke of unyielding spirit. You changed more than just my life, girl, Julian murmured to the photos, his voice thick with emotion. Outside, the spring air filled the landscape with lush greens and bright wildflowers, mirroring the resilience and beauty that Laika embodied. What next adventure could honour her legacy? Cheer. As the family piled into the car, heading toward the newly established memorial for military working dogs at Fort Harrison, Julian caught a glimpse of a proud German shepherd darting across the meadow. For a fleeting moment, it felt like Laika's spirit dancing in the sunlight, a reminder that even though her physical presence was gone, her loyal heart would inspire generations to come. With Sarah's comforting hand on his arm and Emma's gentle touch on the memorial plaque, Julian knew that the legacy of Laker, the brave dog who walked life's challenging roads with unmatched courage and unbreakable love, would live on for life. And so, as they drove into the fading light, each mile carried the promise that her story, like a gentle echo in the cool mountain air, would never be silenced.